Hello, everybody. Welcome to Telli Talks, where we talk about life, growth, relationships, and all things in between. We are here at the Lily Rose at the Wayfair in downtown LA with Southern soul artist
Yeah.
TA. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Cheers.
Hey, cheers.
We already been drinking, y'all.
Yeah,
So.
I'm like halfway over.
So, for the people that don't know you, tell us about your journey and how you got to where you are today.
All right, so I'm originally from Mississippi. I grew up in church, preacher's kid. You know, kind of like
PK?
PK, kind of your traditional R&B down south story. Went to Jackson State University. Got discovered by these amazing guys over at Sony. Joined the R&B group. Came to LA like 2016, and that kind of sparked a journey for me in music. It's been like, sheesh, like 8 years ago. But now
How
I'm
was
here.
that transition from Memphis to LA? That's a big change.
Yeah,
Because you don't got the Memphis accent.
No. Mississippi. But it's all the same. It's all the South. Memphis, Mississippi, all right there together. I'm gonna tell you, man. Like, I'm used to flatland. When I first came out to LA, I'm like, oh, like this really how I be on TV, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm so used to like my little hometown, Hollandale. It's like an agriculture town, so I'm used to like walking out the backyard to the wheat field, the cotton field. So I'm like super country. You know what I'm saying? But coming out to LA, the culture shock was crazy. But you know, a lot of opportunity.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So how long did it take you to lose your Southern accent when you got to LA? Because you have zero.
I have zero.
Zero.
So
I don't hear it.
When I get around my people, it kind of come out. But like, it probably, I say like by the time the pandemic hit. Yeah, so it's like by 5.
Recently.
Yeah, like
Recent,
by 5.
yeah.
By 5
4 or 5
years.
years.
Yeah, I lost
That's
it.
crazy.
It's gone.
So you came to LA, got in a R&B group. When was your transition out of the group? How was that?
The transition out of the group was during the pandemic. I lost my mom in the pandemic. Pandemic was heavy. And me and the boys, we were, you know, had been in the group for like 3 or 4 years, and I think the pandemic kind of made everybody sit and be like, what's going on? What we doing? And we kind of had that moment. And especially with me losing my mother, I felt like I had a story to tell, but I couldn't tell it with nobody else, just me, myself. And, you know, that transition, walking into that, you know, knowing that I had something else to say kind of gave me the confidence on the other side of it to just kind of like freely walk in it.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for your loss.
I appreciate it.
Pandemic was a hard time for a lot of people. I myself lost like 7 people during the pandemic.
Real?
Family, friends.
Crazy.
2 friends that were 33 years old. So the pandemic was really hard.
Yeah.
But it definitely did bring like family closer together. We taught the kids how to swim. So it was
okay.
It was good.
We got some swimmers now.
we had some little fishies. So yeah, I'm excited for that. But when you transitioned out of your group and lost your mother, what was your first coming out song as an individual artist?
Oof. My first coming out song was when I worked on this project called Caught Between Two Worlds. That coming out song, I wrote this record called Self Check. And it was like some lyrics from the song was like, I gotta pour into me before I can be anything else to anybody else. It was basically just like a self-proclamation record. I went to therapy after that situation. Like, you know, man, we don't really go to therapy and talking about it. But
what made you go to therapy?
I was sitting one day and I was like, you know, I need to talk to somebody. And
it was a self decision.
It was a self decision. I was sitting there and I was like, you know, I'm talking to the homies, but I was like, I need to go get help, you know, because I felt like I couldn't have pictures of my mom around, you know what I'm saying? So I was almost kind of putting a bandage on a Band-Aid on grieving.
Right.
And I was just like, this don't seem normal. And, you know, it pushed me to go to therapy and I started journaling. And journaling actually opened up a different caliber of my writing skills, because now, you know, I got my real life sitting here in a notebook. So I'm going to the studio. I'm like, what am I write about today? Hold up, let me pull out the journal, you know? So it made my music more personable going to therapy.
That's dope.
You know, so that moment for me was this record called Self Check. And it was basically me sitting talking to myself, you know, in heels, in not future tense, heel tense. I was talking to myself as if I was already healed.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
That is dope.
Yeah.
So that album for you was your step into being a solo artist.
Yeah.
How is that feeling going from being in a group and just being like, hey, now I'm solo. I went through all these trials and tribulations. Now I'm doing this alone.
Yeah.
How did you feel? Did you feel more secure being a solo artist, or were you better, you know, in a group?
I
mentally?
felt like mentally it was a lot of maturing. So I'm definitely going to say it was good, because I feel like I matured enough to be able to tell my own story.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Get more in depth with my artistry. And just the records, it spoke truth about everything I was dealing with, you know, and it made me connect with my fans on a different level. And yeah, like I said, when I had that moment, I was like, you know, I got a story to tell, and it just felt like journaling is like a form of release. So
Absolutely.
that project to me kind of felt like I was releasing. So it was like people enjoying it, they rocking to it, it's going crazy, but it was like a therapeutic release for me.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So when you had that therapeutic release, did you feel like this is my reason why? This is why I'm going to be this solo artist. This is what's going to push me to move forward in this journey of a solo artist.
100%. Like I tell these stories, I journal, and people connect with them. You know, the healing that took place and the songs that came from it. I feel like everybody could just like place their situations within a record on the project.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So you said you were signed to Sony when you came to LA with your music group.
Yeah, I was signed to Sony.
How was the transition with Sony, with being in a group, and then all right, now I'm a solo artist? What was their take on that?
Well, it was okay. So contractually leaving. You know what? I would say my journey in this industry, and it just have to be the favor of God. Like my transitioning from label, from going to Sony, and I was signed to Apple. They have a distribution company called Platoon. And I'm no longer with them right now. I'm with Def Jam. But every single transition, it was always a graceful bow.
I love that.
You know what I'm saying? I'm a very communicative person. You know what I'm saying? Even at a very young age, I always just been like very, very straight up and love to communicate. And so even when I was thinking about making a decision to transition, I'm talking to the person that signed me. I'm like, look, man, I'm thinking about doing this thing. And it was like respectfully bowed out from both parties.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Now contractually we had to take care of some things, but like it was actually a very smooth transition.
The fact that everyone was in a respectful mindset just makes things so much better.
And I think they kind of respected that I talked to them before I actually had the attorneys to reach out to each other.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So being a solo artist and coming out with the songs that you come out with and using your journaling to make your music more impactful and meaningful to you, and having it relate to everyone else that's going through these same situations. Being that I feel like especially soulful music connects to our culture, you know, more so than anything.
100%.
What do you feel like your best piece of work is?
I feel
that's
like
relatable.
My best piece of work is this project Caught Between Two Worlds, and specifically the record, the single on the project called Caught Between Two Worlds. And I'll tell you why. It's like when I got out here and got into the industry, it's like you forget that you're so caught up in the industry, making these moves, building these relationships, trying to make sure I'm at the top of my game. I'm in the gym, you know, I'm taking care of my skin, and then I got real life going on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm going back home to, you know, my nieces and nephews, they growing up. I'm not there, you know, my dad and my aunt, people get sick, you know what I'm saying? And I felt like this project was kind of like centering, like, yo, I got the professional part of myself, and then I got real life. And I feel like if I couldn't balance, if I failed in one, it was going to affect the other, you know? And so this record, going back to your question, Caught Between Two Worlds, just kind of spoke to that imbalance a little bit. And yeah.
So how do you target that imbalance?
I targeted now, one, therapy. And
currently still to this day.
Still to this day.
That's beautiful.
Every Tuesday, 11 o'clock, I'm checking in.
Amen.
You know?
And I feel like, you know, for a Black man to say he's going to therapy and he's going, you know, organically on his own, self-willingly is huge. And I feel like a lot, not just Black men, but everyone, not men, women too. Like, you know, therapy is healing.
It is healing.
And, you know, we think as humans that we can heal ourselves. And it's still in the back of our mind, these things that we deal with and go through that, you know, we literally leave in the back of our mind because we don't heal from it. 100%. Or it just builds and builds and builds.
100%. And we feel like talking to our friends, it ain't enough.
Yeah. And I feel like too with our friends, it might be more of a vent than a healing.
Yeah.
And it's biased because it's for you and what they think is best for you, but they might not know what's best for you mentally. Because you're not sharing everything to them, you know,
1,000%.
in an open setting.
Yeah. And you know, man, I feel like in general, we just like anywhere on earth is dealing with some type of issue that nobody know about. Mm-hmm. People in general, but specifically men, because it become demasculized to talk about your issues and you know what I'm saying,
gotta be tough,
hurt, you know what I'm saying, you know, we
gotta be a man,
you know what I'm saying. But it's like I was like, nah, I ain't finna do this. And I'm gonna be honest with you, my pops, OG, probably one of the realest guys. I've like one of the toughest, smartest guys I know on earth. Like Valentine's Day came, man, I had Valentine's Day basket. You know what I'm saying? So when I be, you know, dating and shit, I'm like, all right, it's Valentine's Day, but I'm gonna turn up for you. But like, I'm like, my pops brought me baskets, so what's up? I need, you know. So my dad really allowed me the space to tap into my emotional side. You know, so I didn't feel like I was less of a man to be emotional. So when it came time, you know, to talking about therapy and stuff, I didn't mind. You know, I'm like, you know what, I need to talk to somebody, and you know, be open. You know, I've never had an issue being upfront and honest with my emotional side. But therapy, just having somebody there that don't judge you, you can be honest with, that's trained on the mental part of the brain, like they know the parts of the brain.
A professional.
You know, a professional.
And that's my thing too. You touched on it. Your dad taught you, you know, how to tap into your emotional side. I feel like a lot of growing up reflects back on your upbringing, you know, how you were raised, what environment you were raised in. And, you know, because of that, I feel like a lot of men are taught to be a man and to be strong. And you could still be strong and do therapy. You know, there's nothing wrong with tapping into like mental health, which is a huge issue now that we deal with, that a lot of people that are in the industry, whether they're artists, whether they're entrepreneurs, whether they're athletes, deal with so many just everyday people, honestly, not even in the industry, but everyone's dealing with mental health, and it's like nobody really wants to touch base on it or go seek professional help for 100%. It. So I'm so glad that you do that, and you know, self-willingly, not forced, you know, not in a relationship wise, or you know, just like for yourself and for the sanity of yourself.
And I'll tell you something, I started making money that I thought I'd never make, you know what I'm saying, on my own. And I was, you know, I wake up and I look at my bank account, I'm like, oh. And in moments, I don't know why I did this, but like when I used to have like a couple low moments back in like 10 years ago, I used to screenshot my bank account because I was like, yo, it won't look like this always.
Right.
So when I woke up and, you know, I look at my account, I'm like, and I go back and I look at them screenshots. So when I used to take pictures of my bank account just looking crazy, but something happened one day. I look at my account, I had money I thought I'd never have, but like my mental health, it didn't do anything for me. I'm like, I can get probably anything I want to get right now, but this shit don't mean nothing. You know what I'm saying? I still feel crazy. I'm still, you know, putting a bandage on grief. And it was at that moment I had to make that decision.
No, I feel like a lot of people that are at, especially at the point of a pivotal, powerful being where they have, you know, financial stability, are at the mental health, you know, not in a good way
Yeah.
when it comes to mental health, because they have so much responsibility.
100%.
With that money comes
That's real.
responsibility.
That's real.
And I feel like that plays into a lot of their mental health, because
That's
they're
real.
pressured into, you know, being the provider for their family, being the provider for their friends, being the provider for their children.
Yeah.
And it taps into their mental health in not a positive direction.
Yeah.
So I 110%, you
Yeah.
know, especially when you're in a position of power to get that therapy and to get that help outside of, you know, the homies or the homegirls telling you what to do
Yeah.
and be like, oh, you should go do this and you should do that. And it's just, you know, it's unfortunate that that's what we like tell ourselves to do, is like go seek the friend that I've known for 20 years or 10 years. But it's like, it's hard to seek help from people that don't know your situation or haven't been in your situation or aren't living your situation.
100%. Yeah.
So it's tough.
It's tough. Yeah.
We gonna make it. Life is still gonna life, and,
you know?
and therapy's gonna help, and you gonna get to where you gonna get to, and deal with the things that you're gonna deal with. So 100%. I commend you for doing that.
I appreciate you. Yeah.
So family, how do you have time for family with like being in the industry and, you know, having these two separate worlds?
Look, I'm happy right now because all of my nieces and nephews are gonna be here in 2 days, and I think the older I've gotten, and I'm not that old. I'm 28, but family, man, from losing I'm losing my moms and my grandparents. You know, family is really them gonna be the people that's gonna hold you down when everything else go left. And from losing my mom, I've been way more intentional with, okay, I got a little break this weekend. Maybe instead of, you know, going to Vegas or Miami to turn up, I'm gonna go home, you know?
Right.
Or I'm gonna fly my nieces and nephews out, let them come out, chill with me, you know, bring my sisters out. So yeah, I think now creating that balance of making intentional time.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So and my family on my mom's side wasn't really big with like family reunions and stuff like that. And so I initiated something doing a cousin's trip, and I bring them out here, get a big Airbnb, and that's what we're about to do in like 2 weeks. So like creating moments like that to like see my family, and yeah, family's everything to me.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so it's just like finding that time, creating the space.
Yeah, no, family is definitely stay close to your family. Have family, because you never know when, you know, the time comes, and just valuing that time, you know, regardless of what's going on in your life. My dad's birthday's coming up as well too. So he's coming out here for his birthday.
That's exciting.
I'm super excited for that. And you know, the kids are coming, and I'm just excited to barbecue for the 4th.
That's what I'm saying.
You know, just have a good time.
I smell it. I'm gonna have on my dad's sandals, everything. I'm gonna be a true uncle.
Your dad's sandals without being the dad.
For real, you know, you got to have the toes out, man. I'm excited.
Okay, so question. We've been speaking about like adversity and, you know, that type of stuff.
Yeah.
How do you feel about when you have a situation that you've been a part of, whether that's a friendship, relationship, business ship, that you've known for such a long period of time, whether it's 5 years, 10 years, 7 years, whatever the case may be. How do you feel when you detach from that situation? Like, what is it that you do to try to heal or move forward, or like just live your life being that you're, you know, so invested into something that you've been dealing with for such a long time?
Wow. I'm gonna make this so personable, talking about myself. Something, of course, I'm gonna say therapy. Yeah, therapy. But something that I discovered in therapy was that I had a codependency issue. And so much of things in my life was the emotion was sagging by my partner. And I felt like the detachment from relationships, whatever those situations is, was like sitting with myself, being able to be okay with eating by myself, like going out by myself, going on a trip by myself. You know what I'm saying? I felt like that's like the first step to normalcy, is like being able to be in spaces that you would usually be in with whoever those codependent partners is by yourself. And
do you feel like that's a sense of like trauma bonding? like where it's like deeper rooted issues that you've had in your life on partners that you choose, business, whether that be business partners, you know, relationship partners.
Yeah.
And then you be with this person and then that person is no longer there. Do you feel like there's some type of like trauma bond involved in that?
Yeah, definitely. I always tell people sometimes when I see people or see partners, I see the kid in them. And I feel like, you know, trauma, some of our most traumatic experiences are when we're kids.
Upbringing.
Upbringing is always gonna go back to the upbringing. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, you know, it's so important, you know, relationship building, whether it's like you said, dating, business partner, to get to know people is, you know, what, you know, how was you raised, you know, what was the situation like? Because I feel like those unset with childhood issues come back to hunt you in adulthood. Yes. And they may come back to hunt your partner or whoever, you know, in whatever capacity if you're not careful.
You know what I always say? If you don't deal with your traumas, they're going to be triggers in your future relationships.
If you don't deal with your, it's going to be my caption. You know,
put it in a song.
You know, I'm going to be like, Aunt Telli, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be my caption. But nah, your traumas become your triggers if they're not dealt with. That's real.
Absolutely.
That's 1,000%
Absolutely.
real. Yeah.
And it's like, you know, when those moments come, you know, when those moments are like, hold on, you hit a spot.
Hold up, chill out.
PTSD,
chill.
Relax, pause on the play. You know what I'm saying? You know.
That's real. That's
you know
real.
when it's like, we can't talk about that because it's going to take me there and I don't want to go there. I want to stay right. I don't want to go left. So they're definitely triggers if you don't like, you know, deal with them.
And, you know, thinking about you saying that, I'm thinking about some stuff that I like have sat with in therapy. And I'm thinking about like somebody approaching me about like certain topics like maybe 3-4 years ago versus now I'm like way more chill about it. Yeah, so you're right. Them triggers, they become, you know, you become patient in those areas.
So how do you handle triggers?
How do I handle triggers? And I definitely got some triggers. You know, I've learned to like really communicate how I feel. You know what I'm saying? This with the homies, this with business partners, you know what I'm saying? When I feel like, because I feel like most of the time people don't know how to communicate how they feel. Most men don't.
Do you feel like communication is something that you can learn, or is that a trait, or is that something that like, you know, because communication is a tricky, tough,
it is,
you know, thin line subject because people communicate differently.
Everybody,
you know, you might think you're communicating, you know, right for this person, and this person might take it left.
Yeah, so somebody may be like, your actions, not what you say.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I feel like communication is definitely, once again, going back to that trauma as a kid. You know, what kind of what was your household like, your upbringing like? What was the communication in the house? You know, when you was a kid, what did you see? You know what I'm saying? What did you keep?
Right.
You know, and I feel like you can definitely learn how to communicate better. But
absolutely,
you know, I went to school for pre-law, and I think that we learned that a murderer, that's you know, you're inherently learn. You know, you're not just born somebody that killed. You know, you learn those behaviors.
Like a sponge.
Yeah, like a sponge. You know, but I feel like you can definitely learn to communicate better.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And how do you feel about when people say you're a product of your environment?
1,000% you are, but you don't have to be. You don't have to be.
There you go.
You don't have to be. You don't have to be a product of your environment. You know, me.
It's a choice.
You know, it's a choice. Else. Yeah, I was raised in the hood. You know what I'm saying? I was raised, my parents were first generation people to be successful, to go to school, to go to college. So because they weren't a product of their environment, you know, me, when I seen stuff in my hometown, I'm like, you know what? I don't have to do this. I don't have to, you know, I'm not on the block. I'm not getting drunk or doing drugs, right. You know. Yeah, I feel like, you know, you don't have to be. You don't have to accept those things.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And you just got signed to Def Jam. Congratulations. Yeah. Shout out to the new contract. Cheers. So, how is it being with Def Jam now?
Man, it's been freshly signed. I feel like this moment is like, especially in my healing journey, for this to happen in time, I felt like God purposely waited for this blessing until I was in a space that I could accept it.
Amen.
One. So I feel like it's just like I'm super grateful, and I now have the resources and the team and the machine to put behind this thing that I'm pushing with Southern Soul. You know, people always traditionally think that I'm just a normal R&B artist, but I'm a fan of the oldies and Southern Soul, this genre of music that I was raised listening to when I was a kid. It's like a combination of like church, R&B, and country. You know, it may sound like R&B, but it's very niche. And I'm thankful to be in a situation where, yeah, I can kind of put my people and what I was raised on, you know, on the mainstream platform.
That's a blessing. And I feel like, you know, nowadays country's coming out,
you know,
hard, you know, the culture is digging into the countryside as well too, more so. It's becoming a thing, and R&B never dies. R&B is always gonna
I'm always gonna be R&B. You know
and you know what? I feel like that old school R&B, when it comes back how it needs to come back.
You know what I'm saying?
You know, like it's just gonna hit, and I cannot wait for that. And I hope you bring it back to where it needs to be.
Vulnerable. Going back to men going to therapy. Gotta be vulnerable. And I feel like those guys back in the day, they used to talk to ladies different.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
110%.
You know what I'm saying? And
where's the chivalry? Like,
you know
where's it at? Where's the guys opening the doors?
You know what I'm saying?
You know,
Tank was like, please don't go. Ain't nobody saying that no more. Like, I'm begging you.
Yes.
Don't go.
Begging.
Baby, don't go.
Begging.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, begging. They ain't no beggars no more. They be like, okay, on to the next.
I'm begging. I'm getting my knees dirty. I'm down on all fours. I'm begging.
I love it. I love it. I love it. And I feel like too, if that's what you want, you're gonna get what you want. 500%. Regardless of what it takes.
500%. Yeah.
So for everyone that comes on, we play this game.
All right, let's do it.
I'm gonna play with you.
What you got?
Dirty Minds. The world's cleanest dirty game.
All right. Let's do it.
So I'm gonna just get all the cards.
Okay.
Rules of the game. You can't change the answer. You can't remix the question.
All right, bet.
You gotta give an answer.
I gotta give an answer. All right.
At least a guess.
All right, bet. I got you. Okay. These cards make the game look hideous.
All right. You want me to go first, or you gonna go first?
All right, I'm gonna let you go first. So I pull the card and I ask the question.
Yes. So you're gonna read everything in the black as the clues.
All right, bet.
And then I'm gonna guess what's in the red, or you.
Okay.
So all right. You ready?
I'm ready, I think.
All right. Later, you can have me for sloppy seconds. I come in your mouth on national holidays. If I get too hot, I can get a little dry. The bigger my breast size, the more you want me.
Whoa.
After you eat me, you have to undo your pants.
Damn. So hold on. What am I guessing? I'm guessing.
You're guessing what I described.
Can you do it one more time? Hold on. I'm gonna drink. I'm gonna drink while she read it. Do it one time. All right. Bet.
Later, you can have me for sloppy seconds.
Mm-hmm.
I come in your mouth on national holidays.
Mm-hmm.
If I get too hot, I can get a little dry. The bigger my breast size, the more you want me. After you eat me, you have to undo your pants.
Is this like some dairy product? Yo.
You should know this. You from the South.
Yo, hold on. Yo, whoa. Y'all know my mind went dirty first. I'm like.
It is called Dirty Minds. But think something clean. So you have them on national holidays. I come in your mouth on a national holiday.
Mm-hmm.
If I get too hot, I can get a little dry.
It's like a cake,
What do you have on national holidays that get too hot and can get dry? And have big breast size?
A turkey, man.
There you go.
A damn turkey.
A turkey, you got it.
I had to get past the male side of my brain. All right. Oh, this game crazy. I'm playing this with my folks next week. All right. When I start to slow down, I'm gonna read it like in character. When I start to slow down, I get harder. Once I blow the crust off, I start to flow. I shoot out with a steaming hole. After an explosion, I ooze from your crater. Sometimes I can come like a fountain. What am I?
One more time, the first one.
When I start to slow down, I get harder.
Harder or hotter?
Harder.
Slow down harder.
Once I blow the crust off, I start to flow. I shoot out of a steaming hot hole. After an explosion, I ooze from your crater. Sometimes I can flow like a fountain.
Is a fire hydrant?
You close. You said fire.
Hydrant.
Nah, it's hot though. Sometimes it can flow like a fountain. Ooh. After an explosion, I ooze from your crater. You know, it can flow. It's hot. It's fire.
Lava.
Yeah, lava.
That oozing. Yeah, I was like, what is oozing?
The oozing is
the crater.
Crazy.
The crater was a good clue.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. When I'm done, you'll need to wipe off your holes. I can come many times in a row.
Okay.
You usually close your eyes when I spasm. My residue can drip all over your face. I can shoot all over people around you is wild.
Damn.
Best clue is when you close your eyes. You usually close your eyes when I spasm. That's the best clue.
All right, we'll go through it one more time.
All right. When I'm done, you'll need to wipe off your holes.
Okay.
I can come many times in a row.
That is crazy.
You usually close your eyes when I spasm. My residue can drip all over your face. You close. I can shoot all over people around you.
Yo, this game, wow, man. Yeah,
And he finished his drink too.
Damn. You can shoot on people around me like a fire hydrant, like a hole.
No.
You got to wipe off your holes.
Yes.
Damn.
You usually close your eyes when I spasm. Best clue ever. It's funny how people think when they do the gesture, they're going to guess what it is.
Yo, I close my eyes. You spasm. Dang.
My residue can drip all over your face.
Dang, that's crazy. You got to give me a Telli hint.
All right. It's something that you do.
It's something that I do. It's like
everyone does it occasionally.
I blow my nose.
Close.
I cough. I sneeze.
Sneeze.
Yo, this game is crazy.
That was the best one. You spasm when you close your eyes.
Oh, God.
Right? My residue can drip all over your face.
Hey, I'm buying this game, man. This game, wow. I'm buying this.
It's on you.
This is great. This is great. All right. I'm 6 inches long. Lincoln sits on my face. If you blow your wad, I'm gone. I can give you 5 big ones before I'm spent.
Money.
Yeah, it's money. Yeah. I'm small and wrinkled while I'm still in your pants.
$5.
Yep. You got
Lincoln.
It. Yeah. You got it.
I was like, money. All right. Okay. After I discharge my juice, I'm useless. A's are small ones. D's are big ones. Licking your fingers before you touch my pole will give you a big charge. When I go down on you, someone else may need to jump me.
I can't even get past the dirty parts trying to think what the, one
A's are small ones. D's are big ones.
Damn, A's are small ones. D's are big ones. Damn.
Do y'all know what it is?
I'm not even close. Y'all know I guess I just got a little dirty mind then.
That's the whole game.
A's are small ones. D's are big ones.
After I discharge my juice, I'm useless. What has A's and D's that are useless after they discharge? Come on.
My brain is like blank. What have A's and D's after they discharge? They're useless.
When I go down on you, someone else may need to jump me. What needs a jump?
A battery?
Yes.
That is crazy, yo.
A's are small, D's are big.
Hey, whoever made this game would be an incredible
Genius.
songwriter, yo. Like
genius.
Like the parables are crazy. All right. This is good. When I come in your mouth, it can be painful. A little prick for me will make you drool. I want you to move your tongue where I want it. You need to close your lips while I'm sucking.
Dental floss.
Okay. You lose the floss?
Dentist.
Yeah.
Dental.
Yeah, you're right.
Dental?
Dentist.
Oh, dentist.
You're right. You're right.
I was like, when you said the floss part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's so much better at this than me. I guess
when you know the purpose of the game, you know you're describing.
Yeah.
When it says the world's cleanest game.
Yeah.
And you're describing something nasty, you just got to think no nasty stuff, clean stuff.
All right.
That once you got that, you good.
Let's see if this.
All right, last one.
All right, let's see if this helps.
All right.
Clean. Clean.
Sometimes you have to poke me to get me flowing.
Yo.
I can smother your hot meat. This is perfect for a barbecue. If you're not careful, I can leave a red stain.
Wow.
Pound my bottom enough and I'll spurt all over. Some people don't like me on their wiener.
Catch up.
Good job.
That's crazy. All right, this is your last one, right?
Mm-hmm.
What a fucking game. This is good. Men ride on me between the sheets. I'm long and loaded with semen.
Semen.
You use me if you're into water sports. You have to get me wet before you go anywhere.
Scuba suit?
For most people, I'm just a wet dream.
One more time.
Men ride on me between the sheets. I'm long and loaded with semen.
Is it like semen or semen like semen?
Yeah,
or semen.
Like seaman. Like,
okay.
Like I'm on the sea.
Okay.
You use me if you're into water sports. That's the giveaway.
A boat?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, the semen, I was like, that was throwing me off. I was like, what is
Yeah.
I'm confused. One more for you, and then.
All right, bet.
All right. Ready?
I'm ready.
Get your mind out the gutter now.
I'm cleaning it.
All right. I'm a 4-letter word. You need to be flexible to do me.
Okay.
There can be grunting and groaning before you're finished.
Fart?
No. That was good. That was a good one. You have to spread your legs to show off your lotus. You can do me in several positions.
Stretch? No.
4 letters.
4-letter words.
The good one is you have to spread your legs to show off your lotus.
Squat.
You need to be flexible to do me.
Split.
Not 4 letters.
Damn, you're right. You gotta spread your leg. Lotus.
You can do me in several positions.
Shit. No, not shit.
I'm crying. Oh my god. That's funny.
Flex. No.
It's something people do, especially here in LA. 4 letters. You gotta be flexible to do it. People in LA do it.
Hike. No.
Another one. No. That's a good one though. I love hiking.
Saying you
gotta spread your legs. You don't spread your legs when you
swim.
Hike. No.
Damn.
You can do me in several positions.
Damn, not the last one taking me out. Split.
Flexible to do me.
Oh man. It's an LA thing.
Yes. They do it in regular temperature and in hot temperature.
Yoga.
Yes.
Yoga. The temperature giveaway did it.
Yeah. That was my clue.
Yeah.
I try to help him out. Damn. Tell everybody where they can find you, what you got coming up, all that good stuff.
For sure. So you can follow me on all social media platforms at TA Thomas. You can also search for my music on all DSPs at TA Thomas. And yeah, I got a single out right now called Risky. So make sure y'all check that out. And just stay tuned to my social media for, new music and, maybe some tour announcements coming soon.
Yes. Yeah. Stay tuned for everything TA has going on.
Yeah.
Check out his new song called Risky. Congratulate him on signing to Def Jam. Hit him up on Instagram. And that is it for Telli Talks.
See y'all.